David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. I'm back in beautiful Solden, Austria. We just had a foot of snowfall, and I'm here for several different reasons. So the snowfall is a perfect environment. Number one, I'm back to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of SPECTRE, and I couldn't think of a better place. This is the actual location of where they filmed SPECTRE. But in addition to that, I'm celebrating my 57th birthday. As we film this, today is my birthday. But there's even more important reason for me to be here. You see, I've been sent on a mission, a bit of a secret mission, by Das Central Hotel, Ice Cube Restaurant, and Elements, the James Bond Museum. I've got to circumnavigate this mountain through many perils, many chairlifts, many locations, and survive. Yeah, sounds simple, but as I stand in front of this screen-used Defender Land Rover from SPECTRE, I know that it's going to be dangerous, and on top of that, you never know where SPECTRE is going to show up. We've got to keep our eyes out. But listen, I got to go get my Q Branch approved skis. Oh, speaking of Q Branch, this showed up on my birthday. It's an entire 007 outfit from Bogner. Now you know Bogner. Bogner is Willie Bogner. He was a cameraman extraordinaire, stunt man. He did many of the stunts from the James Bond films, but he's also a part of the brand Bogner that's been around since the 1930s. We're going to be testing, field testing this. I don't even know the Q Branch gadgets that might be involved with this, what the pockets and pushers do. We'll find out along the way. I'm sure there's going to be danger and peril, but they sent me these ski pants. They sent me this jacket. I'm going to be warm and comfy today, and we'll break it all down. Yeah, get ready for the adventure, folks. It begins right now. Okay, now that we have our boots and ski poles and skis, don't let them fool you. It's going to take some time. It's more than 15 minutes. It took us 35 minutes to do, but we're going up to the middle station. That is the first part of the mission, and then we're going to be skiing down slope number 6. See you then.
Ja, ja, du musst dich halt daran gewöhnen, das ist mit den Kindern.
All right, so this is our first SPECTRE location. So far, we haven't been seen by any agents, at least, well, we saw some nefarious characters, but this is the middle station. It is used in SPECTRE. You can see Q get into the lifts right behind me when he's trying to escape the baddies from SPECTRE, and he's successful. How are we doing so far?
Yeah, good.
Is that good? All right, so we've got our first slope out of the way. Listen, habits, right? We're not in the habit of doing this, so we're getting a little rust out of us. But now some of the rust is out. We're going to continue on the blue slopes. The blue slopes are considered as beginners, but you can see behind us the Elements sign. We could take this slope up, but we have more missions to run, so we've got to get underway. Here we go. So we're taking a series of gondolas, and that's going to be part of the life here, but it's also part of the views. You want to take it in, enjoy the gondola ride. It's not work. It's part of the journey.
Like the storm is coming, if I'm gonna make it through the day, then there's no more use in running. This is something I gotta face.
Make it look good, make it look easy. Oh, look at that, Susie Jefferson. That's not a blue. That's not a blue. La-da-dee, la-da-da. Skiing and filming, not a good idea. Skiing and filming, but I got Her Majesty's Secret Service vibes going. Now, as I'm skiing, the road that they filmed Spectre, the chase scene with Madeline, is right over here. So I'm skiing parallel to that road. There's never a better feeling. Right over my shoulder is the Spectre Road. That's where Bond and the airplane are going. Hinks is shooting up at him. Madeline's in the car pumping hypodermics into people. This is the road. So you got to be careful not to get too distracted by the beautiful scenery, the mountains, the other skiers is what you want to focus on, and your own skiing. But I had to stop here because that is the road. Yeehaw.
When my hope begins to shatter, know that I won't be afraid. If I risk it all, would you break my heart?
Well, I'm happy to say that we conquered the mountain. The mountain did not conquer us. It came close. I don't know if you noticed, but my own Danielle 009 was with me on the slopes. Skiing, maybe not her jam, but she did great. She trajected down. No spies were harmed or maimed in any way, including us. I was able to see Spectre locations. I was able to ski in Spectre locations, take visuals, take pictures, take video. You know how special that is. There's something about doing something extraordinary like skiing, which is an extraordinary sport. You're moving down a breakneck speed, just you in the mountain with beautiful vistas of the Utsul Valley ahead of you, and Solden itself is beautiful. But then you put on top of that a James Bond location, it transforms you. I have to tell you, this Bogner, we got to talk about the Bogner. Yeah. Now, this is the first piece of Bogner I've ever had. This jacket, when I put it on, kept me warm the entire time. It's got an interior built-in hoodie that if I'm cold, like on a chairlift, if everything's coming down, wait for it, you can actually put up the hood and it turns into not a schnoodle. It's the thing that Mayday wore, Burnous, I don't know, but it keeps you so warm. And then you've got the helmet hood, okay? You've got the large hood. Look at the size of this, all right, to go down. And what's neat is the 007, because Spectre agents everywhere, the 007 is subtle. It is hidden away in different areas. So it's not like it's 007 ablazoned across you. It's in very subtle pieces, but the pockets are deep. There was a great space right here because now ski passes are electronic. Yeah, what is Q Branch going to think of next? So I was able to keep the ski pass in here, beautiful, dry, wonderful. It's got these hand grips, so when you pull off your gloves, it's not cinching down, but if you fall, which I didn't fall, shh, not once, came close, twice, yeah, the other person's fault. But this really kept me dry and secure. Absolutely loved it. I will say, when I first put it on, I thought, wow, this thing has a lot of down to it, but that is the way it wicks away moisture. I'm going to go there, a little bit of sweat, and still looks incredibly stylish. The fact that it is a James Bond brand is a little bit of a invisible moment that we love. So the jacket performed beautifully. There's the Bogner. You can see the bees all over the place. And the interior has got that area down below where it's got the snow apron. So if you are falling or snowboarding, what I'm saying is they did a nice job with a couple things. The 007 branding is subtle, but it's there for you. It's a luxury item, but it's still practical. This isn't a luxury item for the sake of a luxury item. By the way, the pants possibly are my favorite parts. Not only were they very fetching, right? Yeah, they don't look bad, huh? But I am so digging some of the details here. You've got this back area here, again, keeping you dry, but the venting area has the 007 logo as well. Again, only when you're venting would you see that. So again, I want to thank Das Central. I want to thank IceQ and Elements and Bogner for putting this day together. Couldn't think of a better birthday gift and birthday experience, except one thing. Because you know, Bond's job is never done. There is a part 2 to this. Yeah, that was the skiing and the mission. Now we've got to go to the location that we know as the Hoffler Klinik. That's right, we're going to do a quick change, and then tomorrow we are going to be heading off to do Elements, the museum, and we're going to have a wonderful lunch at IceQ. Join me, won't you? So Bond would have been walking this way with his bag, his hat on, to this place right here. You know it as the Hoffler Klinik, but we know it, of course, as IceQ and Elements. We are back on the mountain in beautiful Solden, Austria for part 2 of this SPECTRE experience. I'm calling it Operation Solden. It seems more appropriate. And I am dodging not SPECTRE agents, but skiers and snowboarders, because this is a run. This is a red run. It is. It's a red run right now, which I would not try here. But we're going to explore everything that IceQ, the restaurant, has. Culinary delights, as only Bond can truly appreciate. Maybe us as well. And then we're going to go through the museum. They've built an entire museum as an homage to SPECTRE and this amazing location. It's called Elements. We're going to take that all in, and we're going to bring you with us. Now, of course, I got to talk about my outfit today. Today I wore, I had to do it. I got the Tom Ford, as we affectionately call it, Solden top that Daniel Craig wears in the movie SPECTRE. I've got my Omega watch from SPECTRE. Perfect place to wear it. I've got a Sunspell lamb's wool sweater. It's actually keeping me incredibly warm. Pair of just simple Uniqlo pants. I've got UGG boots on because I'm not going screen accurate today. I would be freezing. But I've got a little homage to Quantum of Solace here. We are tying all these things together. And wait for it. My belt today, hold on. Connery, that's a Connery NATO strap belt going on as well to hold my pants off, or else this would be really cold. So without further ado, let's go inside and check it all out.
Welcome, of course.
Hello, David and Danielle Zaretsky.
Yes, of course. First time for you inside?
We've actually been here before.
Oh, I love it.
It's been a while though, about 8 years.
And something changed? Here we go.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy. A pleasure.
Beautiful view. I will give the young lady the best view. Absolutely. It wouldn't be very Bond-like of me not to give you the best view. Yeah. Absolutely amazing. So we've been made very comfortable. We have our IceQ branded menus. I mean, look at this view. I'm going to get a little bit more comfortable because you're out of the elements, excuse the pun, and inside. It's a very comfortable, warming environment. But of course, they have tasting menus. So the way it's broken down is you have 2 different tasting menus that you can choose from. One is a little bit more beef-oriented, one is a little bit more fish-oriented, and they give you a glass of champagne to start, very Bond. In addition to that, I've ordered a vodka martini extra dry because I have to. Yes. No digestive enzymes for me. Bon appetit. Well, after 2 hours, and that's the amount of time you want to save for this amazing chef's tasting menu, my dessert is served. Danielle's dessert is served. I have a pistachio-based dessert. I've got my Americano, and I've got a beautiful schnapps. It is a Kirsch or dark cherries schnapps. The service and the attention has been second to none. But it's the amount of detail. When we talk about Bond lifestyle, we talk about the amount of detail. Fleming said it best. He just wants to live life to the highest level. Ice Cube delivers the highest level of culinary delight. Then take this surrounding area with all of the views that you have and you elevate it. But then as a Bond fan, put it into a filming location like SPECTRE. Well, it just kind of blows the mind a little bit. So we're going to enjoy dessert, and then we're going to head over to the Elements Museum. See you there. Okay, this must be some person's idea of a joke back in the kitchen, but when you see something like this, you tend to get a little nervous. Okay, out of respect for this installation, we are not allowed, no one really is, to videotape inside. We'll have lots of pictures and we'll see you on the other end. You know, it's been 8 years since we've been here for the opening of Elements. It was great at that time because we were with so many people from the Bond community. It had its own specialness. But today is something different. It's been quiet. The clouds have parted, the sun is shining. I mean, that view is amazing. Elements, the museum is, I'm just gonna say it, it's a bit of a mecca for Bond fans, because not only does it have the SPECTRE location, the architectural design, the immersiveness into the Bond movies is really second to none. They just done it in such a wonderful way. I'll also say that the normies, the non-Bond fans, will enjoy this experience, whether it's the culinary artwork of the ice cube, the elements architecture design, or just being amongst this heavenly glory. It's the only way to describe it. We were treated to an amazing stay at the Das Central Resort, which is an all-encompassing spa and resort and relaxation area. You're greeted by these very warm architectural lights. The people there could not be more hospitable. I love the design of the place. Very Bond-like, but very exotic in its own realm. Wonderful seating areas where you can relax the night away. Just have a simple drink in the bar. Either something local, something cultural, something even exotic. Their smoking room is something right out of Skyfall. It's not to be believed unless you experience it. And of course, their infinity pool is something to be renowned. Very relaxing. We spent most of the afternoon in it. And then there was the open lounge and bar right adjacent to the spa. You could see some of the views in there. And we kicked back. I had a wonderful gin and tonic. And on top of this, right next to all of this ambiance, were these individual couple relaxing beds where you could look out at the amazing Alps or simply take a nap, which, by the way, we did. This is a new aspect that they've brought to all the people visiting their resort. You are definitely going to feel like James Bond in this spa. Something between what Pierce Brosnan feels like in GoldenEye to something familiar. Now, a part of your stay here includes a 5-course dinner. First, you start with a buffet that is incredibly expansive and fun. It was a taco night. They had wraps, they had tacos. So there's a bit of whimsy to it, not overly serious, if you will. You could see I helped myself to a plethora of things. I could have made a dinner out of the buffet, but as I said, they have this gourmet menu, course tasting galore, prepared by chefs. I had a Parmesan soup, for example, delicious, a wonderful local fish. And I always like to eat locally like Fleming does, which is why I also had the meat portion of the dish. And in the morning, you have a buffet breakfast, which has all of your specialties, local and otherwise. Lots of fun and good nutrition. Well, this environment seemed appropriate for my wrap-up. This entire experience has been put together by Das Central for Danielle and I, and what an experience it was. It's actually an experience that you can have as well. They call it the 007 Elements Experience package, and the package includes a room for 3 to 7 nights. You can go up to Elements and experience that amazing museum that you just saw. In addition, you can have that ice cube, absolutely James Bond-like chef's menu, which is chef kiss, of course it is. But most of all, it's the hospitality and environment of Solden, Austria. Yes, as a Bond fan, you may come here because SPECTRE was filmed here. You may come here because the cast and the crew were here for photo calls and to help film Daniel Craig's film. All these reasons, but ultimately what I loved about it is incredibly immersive. The spa itself here is, well, there are spas, darling, and there are spas. This is the latter. I mean, it just blows your mind how this spa was just thoughtfully done, and it allows you to relax and immerse yourself. And yes, as a Bond fan, did I have Bond vibes throughout? Absolutely. Bond lives a certain lifestyle, elegance, because at any moment he could be, well, how do I put it delicately, dispatched, and not in the best of ways. So he lives life to the fullest. Like Fleming says, never say no to adventure, always say yes, or you'll always live a very dull life. Well, we are so glad we said yes to this adventure that DOS Central put together. Was it the ultimate way to experience and possibly celebrate the 10th anniversary of SPECTRE? I'm hard pressed at this point to think what could have been better than coming to this prime location, seeing the hospitality and the culture, certainly experiencing the spa and the elegance, but most of all, connecting with my 007 inner self, in connecting and wondering, what else will Bond bring in the future? Yeah, there is those contemplative moments that you have here. Well, listen, I have to get packed. Unfortunately, like all good experiences, this one is ending as well today. Again, I want to thank DOS Central, all the people, the wonderful people that provided this experience. Ice Q for that amazing and sumptuous experience. I'm still tasting it. It was absolutely delicious. And of course, Elements. Elements Museum, which is architecturally a wonder, but also an amazing connection to the behind the scenes world of James Bond that not all of us get to see. Well, in the meantime, I'll leave you to it. I'm going to enjoy the last peaks of the mountain. In the meantime, this has been David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. We'll see you real soon. Take care. Thanks for watching the Bond Experience. If you like what you saw, why don't you subscribe to the channel by clicking this button right here. We'll keep you up on everything new that's happening in the world of Bond. And speaking of something new, here's something new just for you because we know you so well. Talk to you soon.